welcome back. This is the African Humanist. So today I would be speaking on religion and mental health. Now, I would be specifically talking about how religion impacts negatively on mental health, especially during a mental health crisis, and how your religion can impact so greatly on your mental health. On the same breath, I would say that religion can also impact positively, but I would focus more on the negative impacts of religion on mental health. Right. Have a look at the following pictures which I came across on my social media feed, and I saw them. I thought, no, I've got to speak about this. I've got to say something. So have a look at the following pictures and I will be back. So these pictures that you're looking at one of them reads, "There is no such thing as mental illness. What you are experiencing is a lack of connection with God. Go to Him and you will notice the difference." The second one reads, "Because the demon rats control the media, they will not tell you the truth about Prozac." And Prozac is one of the medicines that they use to treat people with mental health issues. They will not tell you the truth that Prozac is the mark of the beast. Instead, they will tell you that you are sick, as if God has made a mistake creating you, and that only cure is drugs. We must reject the devil's cocktails, which alter our minds to reject God. Rejoice in His glory, and you will be healed, and I will not be the devil's servant. My medicine is the Holy Spirit." And it carries on. So yes, that's what these pictures are telling us. So you saw that those pictures, and the picture was saying that there's no such thing as mental illness. What you're experiencing is a lack of connection with God. Go to Him and you will notice the difference. The other one said that Prozac is the mark of the beast, and they will tell you that you are sick, as if God has made a mistake in creating you, and the only cure is drugs. We must reject the devil's cocktail. I mean, things like this upset me because they make people believe that having a mental illness is crazy, is out of this world. But we need to get rid of this stigma with mental illness, especially religion. Your religion will teach you that, oh, God is He is the cure for everything. He is Jesus will heal you. Well, hang on. Let me debunk that. We have got COVID in the world right now, and Jesus isn't healing COVID. COVID's not being healed by no one. So how is Jesus going to heal your mental health issues? I need you to have a look at the following video. This is a video which I got from, I think it was in Nigeria. Have a look. This is a gentleman who is having a mental health breakdown, and one pastor thought right to go and pray for him and heal him. But obviously, it didn't happen. It couldn't heal him. Have a look at the video and I'll be back.
Yes, Lord. The blood of Jesus. 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 Yes.
So you saw that video. You saw that man with his Bible in his hand. He thinks that he can pray away the mental illness. It's not going to happen. Because how on earth do you think using an ancient book and praying will make the person become well? Now, what is a mental illness? What is this thing? So, a mental illness issues happen to a lot of us. Mental health issues are more common than you might think. 1 in 4 of us will be affected at some point, but despite this, it is still a scary and still it's a little known subject. Now, when someone is going through a mental health crisis, or okay, let's see, what is this mental health of a thing? Sometimes you might see somebody and they have signs and symptoms, and some of those signs and symptoms of mental health issues are being anxious or irritable, mood swings, they seem withdrawn, self-harming, saying or doing unusual things, struggling to cope with work or studies, and problems with concentration or memory. Some of the other signs that can tell you that someone's having a mental health distress is depression. And some of the signs of depression are feeling sad or irritable, feeling less able to do things, losing interest in activities that you enjoy, being tired easily, losing concentration, sleeping and eating less or more, low self-esteem, feeling guilty or worthless, losing interest in sex, thoughts of self-harm or suicide. Some other symptoms of mental health distress is stress. And most of the signs and symptoms of stress are very similar to the ones of depression. Another symptom is anxiety disorders. And with the anxiety, some of the various separations of anxiety disorders include panic attacks, social anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, and obsessive compulsive disorder. And some of the symptoms of these are racing thoughts, difficulty concentrating, feelings of dread, irritability, sleep and appetite problems, fast breathing and heartbeat, hot flushes or blushing, dry mouth, shaking, extreme tiredness or lack of energy, dizziness and fainting, stomach ache and sickness. Okay, and another way you can tell that someone has a mental health issue is they've got bipolar disorders. And some of the signs are very similar with some of the other ones I've described earlier. And some of the things to look out for is, feeling sad or irritable, lack of energy or interest in life, sleeping and eating less or more, low self-esteem, losing interest in sex, thoughts of self-harm or suicide, the symptoms of mania. So that was symptoms of depression. So with bipolar disorder, you can be up or you can be down. And when you're up, some of the things that you can they exhibit is the feeling of being very energetic or restless, irritability, talking very quickly, making impulsive decisions, being sexually promiscuous, and being argumentative or aggressive. So that is bipolar disorder. Another way you can tell that someone has a mental health disorder is psychosis or schizophrenia. The signs of these are hallucinations. That's when you see things and hear voices that are not real. Delusions, believing things that aren't true, like imagining that you are being followed when you're not being followed. Disturbing and confusing thoughts, and not realizing that something is wrong. People with schizophrenia also experience these symptoms along with the others: lack of motivation and interest, slow movement, sleep disruption, low sex drive, less interest in socializing. Another way you can tell that someone's going through a mental health disorder is personality disorders. And the signs to look out for: highly changeable mood, extreme reaction to feeling abandoned, unstable relationships, confused feelings about who you are, being impulsive and reckless, self-harm, suicidal threats or behavior, anger and paranoid thoughts. So, I'm reading from, it's a guide by the NHS, because I live in the United Kingdom, and this is a guide, and it's the Mental Health UK. So depending on what country you find yourself, you can find help instead of looking for these people that cannot help you. So some of the ways that we can help ourselves, because you know something, at some point in our lives, we will go through some of those things that I described: depression, stress, anxiety disorders, bipolar disorder, personality disorder. At some point in our lives, because we are on a journey, and our journey is full of ups and downs, and sometimes we could exhibit some of these things in our lives. Don't feel ashamed. Don't take for granted what you're going through. Don't feel alone. Don't feel, I can't talk about it. I remember years ago when I was going through depression, and I told my ex-husband at the time, I think I'm depressed. He said, no, what do you mean depression? It's nothing. Just go and get some rest and you'll be. Well, I knew what I was going through, but my symptoms were just, put to one side, which is very dangerous, because if you do not treat the little things, they can just go downward, until it becomes a completely massive, big thing. So, if your symptoms are not too bad, some of the things that you could do, self-help, right? Self-help methods and things that you could do to help yourself. So things like trying to overcome your low mood. Yeah, there are many ways you can help, like things like talking therapy, which include cognitive behavioral therapy, otherwise known as CBT, group therapy or counseling, and you could be offered antidepressant medications, but this is only given to you by a doctor, right? Some of the other ways that you can help, there are lots of, well, according to this book, but the most important thing is to see your doctor, not your pastor, not your imam, not your alpha, not your bishop. See a doctor, because it's just an imbalance in the cognitive aspect of your life. I'm not a professional. I'm not an expert in this field, but it is dangerous when I see videos of people praying for somebody going through a mental health breakdown. It's dangerous. Because just when you think, oh, he's healed, because they're calm for the moment, you think, oh, they're healed, they're fine, when they're not. And sometimes these things are a show. They put up a show, people see these videos and they just think, oh, if he could heal somebody with a mental health issue, he must be a real pastor. I'm going there next week. When it's all a show. So some of the ways that you can help yourself is by doing exercise, meditation, or stress management courses. You could also be prescribed antidepressants or mood stabilizers. You might also benefit from CBT, which we've talked about earlier on, or psychoeducation that help you to learn how to manage your symptoms. Now, with schizophrenia and psychosis, these can be lifelong conditions. And no pastor can come just from out of the blue to try and heal you. No. But you can manage your symptoms and you can still live a life full of fulfillment. Some people even find that their symptoms disappear completely, and they might be treated using antipsychotic drugs and CBT, along with psychoeducation and family therapy. But you need a specialist mental health team, not a pastor. You don't need a pastor when you're going through psychosis, schizophrenia. That's not what you need. But definitely see a doctor. That's what I would recommend. Make sure that you see a doctor. And these are the things. Religion has people thinking that they can cure everything just by laying on of hands. I've seen pastors lay hands on people, nothing happens. Let's take away the stigma of mental health issues. Some people are suffering in silence because they think, oh, how will my mental health issue be received? Sometimes speaking about these things, so speaking about your symptoms and what you're going through helps a lot. And also depends who you are talking to, not to your pastor or to bishop or prophet. These people cannot help you. They're only after your money. I watched a video once. I tried to find it and I couldn't find it. This family, a member of their family was going through some mental health disorder. And guess what they did? Instead of taking this person to the hospital, they took the person to the church. And the person was put in chains. I think they were going through some really severe, I think that maybe, theirs was quite severe. It wasn't a mild form of mental health experience. And this person was locked up for prayers. The point where you have to lock people up, it's so inhumane. Who does a thing like that? Please, don't let your religious leaders tell you, like that picture that you saw earlier on, telling people that Prozac it's just terrible. Come on, people. Please, no matter how small your symptoms are, don't ignore them. do something about them. Find some self-help therapy, or speak to a specialist, or speak to your doctor. Find some help from the right places, not from a pastor. Finally, have a look at this picture. It says, the church is not a substitute for mental health care. Offering theology instead of therapy is unethical and harmful. So, please do not accept theology instead of therapy. It is unethical and it is harmful. Thank you very much, and I will be back again on my next video.